Welcome back to the deep dive discussion of dystopian novel Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. Today we discuss Chapter 14.
Yeah, chapter 14. It's pretty intense.
Definitely. And based on the points you highlighted, we're really getting into one of the most, emotionally charged parts of the whole book here.
Absolutely. We've seen John kind of bumping up against the world state's rules, but this chapter, this is where he confronts its denial of,
Yeah.
death, real grief. We're heading into the Park Lane Hospital for the dying.
Right. And it's described very typically for the world state, isn't it? Making death sound almost efficient.
Totally. A 60-story tower, primrose yellow tiles.
Yeah, primrose. And aerial hearses, but they're described as gaily colored, taking off for the crematorium. It's like death packaged up neatly.
That description, the primrose, the gaily colored, it's so deliberate, isn't it? Trying so hard to be cheerful about death. What does that tell you about how they handle anything, messy?
It just screams repression. Like they're terrified of anything they can't control or schedule. And that feeling continues right inside. John gets sent up to Ward 81, 17th floor. It's the galloping senility ward.
Galloping senility. Yeah, it sounds almost brisk. It's for when people just deteriorate incredibly quickly, mind and body.
And the ward itself. It's bright sunshine, yellow paint everywhere, 20 beds, all occupied.
And there's just this constant sound, isn't there? These gay synthetic melodies just playing all the time.
Oh, and the TVs. Don't forget the TVs. At the foot of every bed, on constantly, morning till night. Huxley calls it like a running tap. It's just relentless sensory input.
It is. It's overload, designed to, drown out reality. The nurse actually says that they want it to be like something between a first-class hotel and a Feely Palace.
Wow. Comfort and distraction right to the very end. Even the perfume changes automatically. Verbena, then later patchouli.
It's all aggressively pleasant.
Oh,
But John, he just cuts right through it. He doesn't care about the nice smells or the music.
No, he's laser focused. Just wants Linda. He basically ignores the nurse trying to explain things, just asks, where is she?
And you can tell she's just startled. His directness, his actual need, it doesn't compute for her. She even asks if he's feeling okay.
Classic deflection. They can't process real emotion.
Exactly. And then he asks that question, the one that makes no sense there. Is there any hope?
Hope in a hospital for the dying. The idea itself is alien.
You see her reaction to his face, his distress. She's just not equipped for it. It's like a system error for her. And then comes the real bombshell.
He tells her.
She's my mother.
That word. Mother. It's almost obscene in this society, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tied to everything they've eliminated. Birth, family.
Yeah, her reaction is pure shock. Startled, horrified eyes. She blushes. It shows her how deep that conditioning goes. John himself, his relationship with Linda, it's scandalous.
So she leads him down the ward, and he sees the other patients. And that's another really unsettling image. Their faces look young, fresh, and unwithered because the senility hits so fast.
But inside, they're gone. Heart and brain just decay rapidly, leaving them with these blank, incurious eyes of second infancy. It's like looking at empty shells. John shudders when he sees them. It's deeply disturbing.
It really is. So he finally gets to Linda's bed. She's propped up on pillows, watching some kind of tennis game on the TV screen.
South American Riemann surface tennis, apparently, but she's not really watching. Her expression is described as imbecile happiness.
Yeah, pale, bloated from all the soma she's been taking. She's just drifting, in and out, dozing, waking up to the TV, the music. Hug me till you drug me, honey. The smells.
And the soma transforms it all into this kind of pleasant dream. She's dying, but she's essentially hallucinating a nice experience.
John tries so hard to reach her through that haze. Sits down, whispers her name, takes her hand. And there's this tiny moment. She seems to recognize him.
Just for a second. Her eyes brighten. She squeezes his hand, smiles. A little flicker of the Linda he knew.
But then, poof, gone. She's asleep again. And John's left there, trying to hang on to his own memories. The good ones from Malpays.
Right, trying to remember her singing those little rhymes. ABC, vitamin D.
The reading lessons, the tot is in the pot. Stories about the other place, London. He's desperately trying to overlay his idealized past onto this awful present.
Protecting that memory from this civilized ugliness. But just as he's lost in that thought, chaos erupts.
Oh, yeah. The arrival. A nightmare, Huxley calls it. This stream of identical kids, 8-year-old boys, all twins, just pouring into the ward.
The description is so visceral. Pug-faced, pale goggling eyes, khaki uniforms, mouths open. They just swarm the place. Maggoty with them, the text says, climbing on beds, peeking, making faces.
It's horrifying. Pure conformity unleashed on the dying.
And they immediately fixate on Linda. Because she looks old. She looks real. In their world of perfect young bodies, her soma-bloated aging body is shocking. They stare with this frightened and stupid curiosity.
And they start whispering. Awful innocent comments born of conditioning. Why is she so fat? Isn't she awful? Look at her teeth. They've literally never seen natural aging or decay.
And that's the breaking point for John. All that grief, anger, protectiveness, it just boils over. One twin pops up from under the bed, staring right at Linda.
And John just reacts, grabs the kid, lifts him, boxes his ears. Hard. The kid starts howling.
Which, predictably, brings the head nurse running,
How
and
quick?
she's absolutely scandalized, and not by death, but by John hitting a child.
Yeah, her priority is the disruption, the incorrect interaction. She's demanding to know what he thinks he's doing.
John, his voice is shaking. He tells her to keep them away, asks what these filthy little brats are even doing there. And her answer? It's chilling.
They're being death conditioned.
There it is. The world states pragmatic cruelty. Death isn't private, it's a lesson. Bring in the kids, show them dying, make it normal, boring even. Strip it of all fear, all grief, make sure they don't have any antisocial feelings about it later.
And the nurse is obsessed with protecting this process. She actually threatens to have John thrown out if he interferes again.
John gets so angry, he actually steps towards her, menacingly. She flinches back before he manages to control himself.
She recovers, warns him again, then switches tactics. Distraction. Gets the kids playing Hunt the Zipper, starts handing out chocolate eclairs. Anything to divert them.
Meanwhile, John's back by Linda. He tries one last time. That rhyme, hey, BC, vitamin D, hoping for the good memories.
But it doesn't work this time. The spell's broken. Instead of beauty, he gets this hateful resurrection of all the bad stuff from Malpace.
Yeah.
Popeye, the flies, the name-calling, the messy, real human ugliness he also ran from.
And right then, the music swells. The patchouli scent hits. Linda stirs, sniffs the air, smiles that vacant smile, and murmurs.
Go pee.
Oh, it's just devastating for him. After everything, after trying to reach her, the real Linda, she finds her bliss in remembering Popeye, the man who gave her mezcal and sex on the reservation. She sighs, oh, I do so like it.
John's just crushed and furious. He's pleading, Linda, don't you know me? Shakes her hand, trying to pull her out of the soma dream, back to reality, even if it's awful.
He kisses her, desperately trying to break through, but she just says, Popeye, again. The book says it's like having order thrown in his face. His grief twists into rage.
He shouts, but I'm John, I'm John. He's so desperate he shakes her shoulder, trying to force her to see him, now not just some hazy memory.
And she does for a second, sees him. John! But her brain slots him into the dream, next to Popeye. She misinterprets his anger through her world state lens, thinking he's jealous, like, doesn't everyone belong to everyone? It's her last, muddled attempt to bridge their worlds.
And then, as she tries to say that motto, everyone belongs to her voice just stops. She can't breathe.
Her mouth falls open, hands clawing the air. Huxley describes the terror and reproach in her eyes. It's not peaceful. It's a panicked, awful death.
John just panics, runs for help, shouting, quick, quick, and tells the nurse, I've killed her, blaming himself for shaking her.
And the nurse, surrounded by kids hunting for zippers. Her first reaction is annoyance at the noise. Don't shout! Think of the little ones. Her priority is the conditioning. You might decondition.
Unbelievable. Yet, even in an emergency. By the time they get back to the bed, Linda's gone.
And John just collapses.
Yep.
Falls to his knees, sobbing, uncontrollably, repeating, oh, God, God, God. It's raw, unfiltered grief, the most human reaction possible.
But to the nurse, it's a scandalous exhibition. Her main worry, the twins are watching. He might be undoing all their wholesome death conditioning, making them think death is, terrible.
The horror isn't death, it's the reaction to it. She's worried he'll give them disastrous ideas, make them feel something utterly antisocial. She actually tries to tell him to behave.
As if he could.
Yeah.
But she sees the twins are the real danger to the conditioning. So she rushes back, loudly offering more chocolate eclairs.
And it works. Instantly, the kids forget the man sobbing over the dead body and swarm her for sweets. Me. Bed 20 is forgotten. Conditioning reinforced.
Horrifying. John's left kneeling there just saying, God. And these 5 little kids, faces smeared with chocolate, eclairs in hand, just goggle at him.
And at one point asks, with that learned, detached curiosity, is she dead?
John just looks at them. These products of the world Linda fled to. He gets up, silently, walks to the door.
One twin follows, still asking, is she dead?
And John, he can't even speak. He just pushes the child away and leaves. Doesn't look back. Just walks out of that ward, leaving that whole artificial world behind.
Wow. Yeah, this chapter is just Brutal. It lays bare that collision between real, messy, human feeling and the world state's sterile control. Linda's death becomes this horrifying stage for that conflict.
It really forces you to think about the cost of that engineered stability, that happiness. What do you actually lose when you eliminate suffering, loss, grief?
You lose humanity, basically. It's replaced by this programmed indifference, this constant distraction. This chapter shows that starkly.
Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to see you when we discuss the next chapter.